Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to our class. Students, I'm your instructor Adil Raza, and today we have to learn an SLO from grade 6, unit 9. Let's go to our SLO and find out what is the competency of this SLO and what the SLO is saying. So here we have the competency of grammar. This SLO is mainly concerned with the grammar's competency, and it's our lecture 2, and the main topic of our today's SLO is phrasal verbs. So let's go further. Here is the SLO. Let's find out what the SLO is saying. The SLO states that comprehend and use simple phrasal verbs. So the SLO is mainly about the use of phrasal verbs. So our topic for today will be centered around the phrasal verb. We will understand what is a phrasal verb and how different phrasal verbs used in the different text. What is the difference between verb and a phrasal verb? So I hope you guys have understand what our SLO for today's lecture is. Let's go further. Here is the brainstorming activity. Let's do brainstorm. So students, have you ever listened a word which describes an action, which describe a state, like the verbs? Have you ever listened that? I hope you guys have listened such type of words which indicate some action, which shows some action, some happening, some event. So let's find out. Let's do our brainstorming. So think of a simple verb. Verbs are the words which are considered as action words, or they describe an event, an action, or some type of happening, like break. So break is a verb. Have you ever listened that? Yes, you have listened that. Like we can say that something which is broke like this is actually referred to this verb. So how does its meaning change when combined with word like breakdown? So students, we know that what is the meaning of break, but when we attach this verb with a preposition like the down, so do you guys think that the meaning would be changed? Yes, the meaning would be changed, because breakdown means that this, it is the breakdown. Breakdown is that when a machine don't work, when a machine stops working. So breakdown has a very different meaning than the break. The break is different, although the breakdown is very different. So why this difference comes? Why the verb break become breakdown and got a different meaning? Because it become a phrasal verb. So what is a phrasal verb? Let's find out, and how a simple verb change its meaning just to attach with a proposition, just attaching with an adverb, and it is very different word for us. It contains very different meaning which is not known by ourselves priorly. So let's go further. Let's find out what is a phrasal verb and how such type of phrasal verbs are made from the verbs. So phrasal verbs are combinations of a verb. A verb is an obligatory part of the phrasal verb. Without verb there cannot be a phrasal verb. So phrasal verb are combination of verb and one or more particles. So particles, it can be typically adverb or preposition. So verb plus preposition or verb plus adverb oftenly make a phrasal verb, like breakdown. There the preposition attached with the word break, that together create a different meaning from the individual words. So phrasal verbs are actually the combination of verbs with the preposition or adverbs, and when they attach with a preposition or adverb, they create different meaning from the individual word. When they are individually work as a verb, they have different meaning, but when they attach with a preposition or adverb, then they have a different meaning. So such type of combinations are called the phrasal verbs. The meaning of phrasal verb is often figurative. So what is meant by figurative? Figurative means the phrasal verbs don't contain the dictionary meaning, they actually contains the terminological meaning, they actually contains the contextual meaning. That's why the meaning of phrasal verb is changed when they become the phrasal verb, and the verb's meaning is different, but the phrasal verb's meaning is different because it's not literal, it's actually figurative. So let's go further. Here we have a comparison between verbs and the phrasal verbs. So what is meant by a verb? A verb is a word that describe an action, state or co-occurrence, occurrence, like run, eat, sing, sleep. These all are the verbs. But what is a phrasal verb? A phrasal verb is a verb combined with a preposition or adverb that changes its original meaning, that changes the verb's original meaning, like run out. So runs mean, we can say that someone is walking very fastly, so it can be considered as run. But run out means to become empty. We can say that the money is run out, or we can say that short of, or like to have no more something. So run out means you don't have no more something, something is finished. It is the meaning of run out. So run out meaning is very different, but the run meaning is very different. Why this has happened? This has happened because it become a phrasal verb. When a verb associated with a preposition, it's changed, there is a change in meaning, and it become a phrasal verb which gives entirely a different meaning most of the time. So let's go further, have a look at some phrasal verbs like look after. So look means different. When there is a word after attached to look, what is the meaning of it? Take care of something. So look means to see, but when there is a word after associate with it and it become a combination, it become a phrasal verb, then what is the meaning of this? It become the take care of something. Like turn on, we can say that start a device. Set up, when the verb set attached with a preposition up, what is the meaning? Arrange or organize. Pick is a verb, it has a different meaning. But pick up, learn or collect, like you are picking my talk, or you are picking the SLO or picking the lecture. So this is how verbs change in the phrasal verbs, and this is how the phrasal verbs presents the meaning or give the meaning. It is how they become phrasal verbs and give figurative meaning. So verbs are entirely different, verbs have different meanings, but when they converse to the phrasal verbs, they have different meaning. They don't have the same meaning, and they don't bother the meaning of the verb. Instead, they give the meaning according to the context or different figurative meaning. So I hope you guys have understand what is meant by the verb and what is meant by the phrasal verb. So here we have some examples in different sentences. Some phrasal verbs are used. Let's find out how the phrasal verb gives the meaning in a sentence. So my dad might blow up if I break the window. So here break up is used to break the window, and here I need to look after my little brother today. So look after is a phrasal verb, blow up is a phrasal verb. Here she decided to give up. So give up is a phrasal verb on the puzzle. So give up means to lose or something like that. So here in these sentences, the phrasal verbs give entirely different meaning than their main verbs. So this is how the phrasal verbs are used in the text or phrasal verbs. This is how the phrasal verbs give different meaning to in comparison to their main words. So let's go further. I hope you guys have understand what is meant by the phrasal verbs, how to use phrasal verbs, how the phrasal verbs give meanings, and what is the difference between verb and the phrasal verbs. So according to your knowledge of this SLO, attempt this classroom activity. Let's go further. Here we have a simulation link. This simulation is also centered upon the phrasal verbs. It will also enlarge your understanding of the phrasal verb. So go to the description box, take the link of this video and must watch it. Let's go further. Here we have worksheet. Pause the video and attempt this worksheet according to the knowledge of this SLO. Here we have a homework. The proposed homework is also about the phrasal verb. What you have to do, you have to identify some phrasal verbs and use them in sentences to make meaningful sentences with the phrasal verb. It will enlarge your understanding how phrasal verbs give different meanings in different contexts. So let's go further. I hope you guys enjoy the video. I hope this video will be helpful for you. There is a resource pack which is more helpful than this video. This resource pack will assist you guys to achieve your SLO. Let's go further. If you find any issue, any confusion regarding phrasal verbs, the verb versus phrasal verb, or any other thing, you can ask in the comment section, or you can ask from your teacher as well. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.